Welcome to School and Around, a podcast hosted by Branching Minds, featuring prominent leaders, subject matter experts, and thought innovators with their perspectives on the current challenges facing K-12 education. I am your host, Larissa Napolitan, a former teacher, instructional coach, and a member of the Branching Minds team, here to lead conversations and to shine a light on phenomenal educators and those that are on a mission to transform our schools and the lives of students. Maybe you've been listening for a while, or this is your first episode. If you like what you hear, would you do us a favor by rating and reviewing us on iTunes? This is a fantastic way to tell us you enjoy what we are creating. Also, if you want more MTSS resources, sign up for our weekly newsletter using the link in our show notes, and check out our website for all the blogs and guides you would ever need about MTSS. Now, let's be real for a second. If you're leading a middle or high school, chances are you've faced this challenge before. You've got students falling through the cracks. Some need intensive interventions to fill learning gaps, while others are ready to push further into enrichment opportunities. Add in packed schedules and already stretched staff, and suddenly making sure every student gets exactly what they need feels like an impossible task. Sound familiar? Today, we're going to talk about the solution that's helping schools tackle this head on. It's called WinTime, short for What I Need. It's a flexible, data-driven approach to making sure every single student gets what they need to succeed, whether that's extra support, a chance to deepen their learning, or just a little clarity around the day's lesson. But here's what's really cool about WinTime. It doesn't just plug gaps, it's the key to unlocking your school's ability to implement a multi-tiered system of supports, or MTSS effectively, even at the secondary level where many leaders struggle to make it work. If you've been wondering how to make the promise of MTSS a reality at your school, or you're just looking for innovative ways to maximize learning time, this episode's for you. Stay tuned as we break down what WinTime is, how it works, and why it's transforming schools across the country. You know, one of the biggest obstacles leaders face when it comes to MTSS is time. Between juggling the core curriculum, electives, extracurriculars, and behavioral programs, where do you build in time for meaningful interventions and enrichment? Here's where WinTime comes in. Think of WinTime as a dedicated period during the school day where all students focus on what they need most. For some, that might be reteaching a core concept in math or reading. For others, it might mean deeper exploration of a topic through project-based learning or enrichment activities. And for students needing Tier 2 or Tier 3 MTSS interventions, it's an opportunity to get targeted small group instruction without pulling them out of their regular class. Take Atlanta's public schools as an example. By embedding WinTime into the daily schedule, they've been able to provide focused, high-quality interventions for students falling behind while offering enrichment for those on track or ahead. Over time, they've seen test scores rise and student engagement improve. And this isn't a one-size-fits-all. The flexibility of WinTime allows each school to tailor the structure to fit its unique needs. WinTime answers that critical need for balance. It makes space in the day to focus on what truly matters for every single student. All right, let's dig into the nitty-gritty of how WinTime works, because the magic is really in the logistics. First, creating time in busy secondary schedules can seem like a Rubik's Cube, but there's no single blueprint. Schools have successfully implemented WinTime through creative scheduling approaches, such as integrating it into existing blocks like advisory or study hall. Others dedicate standalone 30 to 60-minute sessions a few days a week. At a school in Kansas, for instance, they break their WIN sessions into reading and math blocks, each tailored to students' needs. Those requiring the most help even get an additional 10 to 20 minutes of individualized support. By utilizing staff creatively, certified teachers paired with trained aides, they can run small group interventions and still offer enrichment opportunities for students on grade level. The structure of WinTime can actually take many forms. Small groups for focused instruction, peer learning through tutoring or collaborative projects, or individual sessions for students who need intensive interventions. The magic ingredient, though, is data. Schools use tools like the NWA map or formative assessments or even branching minds to group students by need. And those groups are fluid, so no student is stuck in the same place for too long. With regular assessment, students can move between groups as they master skills or encounter new challenges, which is exactly what MTSS should be. Finally, a non-negotiable for WinTime success is collaborative planning for teachers. This gives staff the opportunity to analyze data, plan targeted lessons, or troubleshoot common challenges. As one school leader put it, your schedule is a reflection of your priorities. Prioritizing WinTime shows that your school is serious about putting students first. Now, we all know there's no magic wand in education. Even something as powerful as WinTime comes with its challenges. One of the most common hiccups, ensuring students actually engage. Disengagement often happens when students don't understand the purpose behind their WIN tasks. Here's a simple fix. Make them a part of the planning process. Having the students identify their own goals for WinTime, whether academic or personal, empowers them to take ownership over their learning. At Hampton Bays Middle School in New York, students not only set individual goals, but they also identify a trusted adult in the school, someone to act as their go-to mentor. It's a small step that builds accountability and creates a sense of belonging. Another way to boost engagement, tailor WinTime activities for students' strengths and interests. For instance, a student struggling in math might spend part of their WIN block reviewing foundational concepts with a teacher, and the other part participating in a robotics enrichment workshop, where they apply those concepts in a hands-on setting. And here's something else to keep in mind. Celebrate the wins, big or small, whether it's improving a reading level, completing a group project, or mastering a new skill. Recognizing progress keeps students motivated and reinforces the value of WinTime. Now, to see WinTime in action, here are a few real-world examples that show you how schools are using this framework to make a difference. At Scott Elementary in Atlanta, each WIN session is co-taught by a classroom teacher and a trained tutor. This ensures that students not only get improved student-teacher ratios, but also access to personalized learning materials. And the result speaks volumes, significant growth on district assessments after just a year. At another school, students kick off WinTime with an executive functioning workshop where they learn strategies for goal setting and time management. By weaving these skills into the structure, students aren't just hitting academic benchmarks, they're building autonomy. Finally, that school I told you about in Kansas, their model emphasizes flexibility. They deploy aids for scripted interventions while teachers lead in enrichment. These effective uses of resources allowed them to lower the number of students needing intensive Tier 3 interventions over time. The takeaway, WinTime isn't about reinventing the wheel. It's about using your existing assets, staff, data, and scheduling to meet the unique needs of every learner. Leaders, the time crunch in school is real, but WinTime reminds us that it's possible to prioritize what truly matters. By intentionally building in time for customized support and enrichment, we signal to our students that we see them, we value them, and we're committed to their success. If you're thinking of implementing WinTime at your school, my advice is simple. Start small. Dedicate even 20 minutes a week. Focus on using data and work with your staff to refine as you go. The results might surprise you. Because when schools commit to giving students what they need, we pave the way for brighter futures. Thanks for listening to this episode. If you've enjoyed this discussion, please share it with another leader in your network and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. Until next time, keep thinking big, leading boldly, and creating schools where every student gets exactly what they need. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for listening to Schoolin' Around, a podcast hosted by Branching Minds. Go ahead and subscribe to our feed wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, if you are enjoying our content, would you do us a favor and rate and review our podcast on iTunes? This helps others find our podcast and lets us know how much you love what we're creating. Branching Minds is an educational technology company using learning sciences and technology to help districts effectively personalize learning through MTSS. To learn more about us, check out our website, branchingminds.com, or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn at Branching Minds.